Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode of the brand new, reinvented, brand new year. The Versatility podcast is back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been dead. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been very active recording videos, but it's a brand new year. And this is an episode where I'm going to be recapping sports for the past couple weeks and music and sports, like I already mentioned, and recapping a little bit of last year since I did not get to do the award show episode and I didn't get to do all the other content I originally wanted to do for the brand new year. We're going to go back to 2025 for a little bit portion of the for the podcast episode, but other than that, we're just going to really mostly talk about sports and a little bit of music there. But let's just get straight to it. Don't really want to go on a whole tangent again. I've recorded a bunch of videos for the YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't checked out the new YouTube channel, the Versatility podcast, it's on YouTube. So if you haven't went and checked it out, go ahead and be my guest and check it out because it's right there. You know what I mean? It's right there. I've been uploading somewhat consistently, definitely a little bit better on the channel than I have been on the on the podcast. As you can see, I haven't done this in a little long that I'm just forgetting. You know what? Let me just stop talking. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just saying nonsense. But anyways, let's just get started to the episode. We're gonna start off with, of course, standings. Yeah, we're gonna get to standings to start the episode, and then eventually we can continue on with the rest of it. I feel like I'm looking at my script. I have a bunch of things written down, but I feel like I'm missing a couple things. Whatever. Let's just start with what I have on the episode. I think another thing that I should be doing is talking a little bit slower. I feel like when I talk fast, I start to stutter a lot, and then I just go on a whole tangent. Let me just kind of start slow. There's no rush. It's Saturday. Let's just start at a good pace. Let me not just blah, 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 blah. Anyways, let's start off with the standings at the Premier League, the best league in all of football. Right now, Arsenal has been the best team to start the year. We are 21 games into the season, and so far the clear cut favorite to win the Premier League. Right now at 49 points with 15 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. And Man City, team that I root for, 13 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses, tied with Aston Villa with 43 points at the moment. They got to keep getting wins. They've started the year with 3 draws. Let's just take a look at Man City real quick. Well, today they played, and they're playing in the FA Cup. So every year they do like this FA Cup tournament, and well, as you can see, the score was an absolute blowout. 10-1 was your final score. Again, this team, this Exeter City team, I mean, they're some 3rd, 4th division team, and they're one of the worst teams in that league. So, it's a Premier League versus a non-Premier League team. It's kind of bound that blowouts like this were going to happen for the most part. However, there was a Premier League team. I think Crystal Palace. We'll look at the FA Cup results for today because they're still going on. There's still some games going on right now, but this one happened like at 10 in the morning, and I was watching it, and well, oh, and you know what's funny enough? This is the date for today. I mean, they scored 10 goals on the 10th day of the brand new year. Shout out to Man City. They absolutely slaughtered this team. I don't even know how there's even highlights for this, but yeah, there's that. But before, they had played 3 games in the year, and they were all draws. So they drew against Sunderland, they drew against Chelsea, and they drew against Brighton. So they were able to get their first win of the year. Not in the Premier League just yet. Their next Premier League match will be next Saturday at 7:30 against Man United. They have an EFL Cup semifinal, first game of 2 on Tuesday. It's going to be at 3, so that's going to be a game to watch while I'm going back home from work. So super excited to see what Man City can do for the rest of the year, man. Um, had a little slow start. They've had a couple games where, you know what I'm saying, they got to kind of get some adjustments going. But I mean, it's the beginning of the year. 10 goals in this game. Haaland did not score in this one. He only played in the first half. Go figure. They scored like 4 goals in the first half, but they rested him for the rest of the game. Rogier scored. O'Reilly scored. Rodri scored, and a bunch of other bench players that they don't get much playing time. They obviously went out there and just took up on Exeter City. Now, the only score that they did manage to get, it was actually a banger. It was a pretty good goal, so I'll give them that. But back to the Premier League standings, Man City's at number 2 right now. I mean, Arsenal right now is a clear-cut favorite. Clearly, that's a word that I can't pronounce, unfortunately. Liverpool's in 4th, Brentford, Newcastle at 6, Man United at 7, Chelsea at 8. Chelsea, I thought they would be a lot better, and they're stuck at 8. They're a pretty good team, man. I think they could definitely move up a bit. That's crazy that Man United is above them. Man United has been really disappointing these last handful of years. So Chelsea definitely got to pick up the pace a bit. Fulham, Sunderland, Brighton, Everton, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Bournemouth, Leeds, Forest, Nottingham Forest, I believe, West Ham, Burnley, and the Wolves still at the bottom for relegation. So right now, 21 games. Erling Haaland leading the league in goals with 20, and then Igor Thiago has 16, and then Semenyo has 10. Now, actually, Semenyo is now a part of Man City, right? Is he a part of Man City? I think, yes, he is now a part of Man City. He scored his first game with us today. So, yeah, he was a part of Bournemouth, but now he's with Man City. So we have 2 of the top 3 goal scorers in the Premier League now on the same team. Pretty fire. In assists, Bruno Fernandes is leading the charge with 8. Cherky was 7, and then Grealish was 6. Yellow cards, who has the most? Lewis Dunk, Christian Romero, and Kyle Walker. And then red cards, Casemiro, Christian Walker, and Dan Murn. They all got 1. Yeah, Casemiro. I can't believe he's still playing. I didn't even know that. But anyway, Arsenal right now is taking over the Premier League. And yeah, by the way, again, like I usually do when I'm recording these episodes, I have a fucking game on my TV right behind the computer, and then I have one right now also on my tablet, and then I have my script on my phone. So if I'm like looking around like I usually do on my podcast, it's not because I don't care about this shit. It's just because I'm watching other shit going on. And I can kind of just give you guys an update as I'm watching it. I'm watching right now that Michigan versus Wisconsin game is getting real good. Michigan, I'm talking about basketball, and we're still in soccer. I'll get to Michigan in a little bit because we will talk about some college hoops in a sec. In La Liga, we got Barcelona right now taking full control right now at this point of La Liga with 49 points, 16 wins, 1 draw, 2 L's. Real Madrid with 14 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses at 45 points. So, yeah, things are getting a little dicey there, but Barcelona has been very, very dominant this year. Villarreal at number 3, Atlético's at 4, Espanyol, Real Betis, Celta Vigo, Athletic Club, Elche, Getafe, Girona, Sevilla, Real Sociedad is up there at number 10. And then, of course, the rest at the bottom is Oviedo. Levante was at the bottom for the most part of the year. Now they're at 19. Yes, they move up a bit, but they're still tied. They still have the same amount of points as Oviedo. They're relegation. Valencia, damn, they're at 18. Golly, 18 is crazy, but we're right now almost halfway through. Oh, we're pretty much halfway through the year. This is the 19th game out of 38. So, yeah, half the season left to go. Kylian Mbappe is currently your goal leader in La Liga with 18. And then Fernan has 11. So it's not even fucking close. And then Vedat from Mallorca has 10. With assists is Lamine Yamal, Luis Milla, and Marcus Rashford all tied with 7. With yellow cards, we got Galarreta from Athletic Club, Carmona from Sevilla, and then Catena from Osasuna or Osasuna. And then from the red card department, Viñas has been kicked out of a game 3 times this year. All right. And, well, look at that. Worst team in the league. And maybe this guy plays a huge factor in why they can't win games. But who knows? Sanchez and Vivian also got 1. Mbappe, clearly the best player in La Liga right now. But Barcelona has been the better team so far. Speaking of both Barcelona and Real Madrid, let's talk about Real Madrid first. But of course, we have to, because of course we have to, talk about the game that we will see tomorrow. Yes, you hear that. Tomorrow, January 11th, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, El Clásico is going to happen. This is for the Supercopa de España. This is the championship. This is the finale. They both played a couple days ago. So Madrid played against Atletico on Thursday to win a spot in the Supercopa final. They won 2-1 against Atletico, and then Barcelona destroyed Athletic Club 5-0 to move on to the Supercopa. So El Clásico tomorrow is going to be super exciting to watch, the first El Clásico of the new year. And yeah, we still have to see them later in the season, because they already played in October last year. They play again in May. But of course, if they both make it to the Copa del Rey tournament final, then they most likely will have to go up against each other again. So again, obviously 4 times they met up last year, 2 in La Liga, in the Supercopa, and in the Copa del Rey. So of course, the most we're probably going to get is 4 times. Now, maybe in the Champions League, it could be 5 times that we could see them go up against each other this calendar year. But at the very least, we're going to get 2. Most likely 3, if, of course, both teams make it past to the final in the Copa del Rey. And, of course, maybe we'll see in the Champions League. And, of course, the start of next season, by the end of the year, they could be playing again. So we'll see. But let's just talk about this one tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. Mbappe was hurt. He missed the last 2 games. Got enough rest because obviously the last 2 weeks of the year, Madrid didn't play. And they played their first game on the 4th, last Sunday, right? Last Sunday was their first game of the year, of course, the brand new year. And they obviously, Mbappe played in this game against Sevilla. But of course, they went on a 2-week break. And then they come back, and Gonzalo Garcia scored a hat-trick in this game without Mbappe playing. Brilliant, phenomenal showing for Madrid, showing that, hey, we can win games without Mbappe. So that was a good sign. Mbappe missed out on this game, but then Valverde, to start the game in the 2nd minute, he scored a banger, a golazo of a fucking free kick. And then Rodrigo got his 2nd one of the year, or third or 4th goal of the season, his 1st goal of the year. And so Mbappe will be making his debut tomorrow of the year, his 1st game of the year tomorrow, and it just happens to be in El Clásico. And last time Barcelona and Madrid played was in October, and I don't think Lamine Yamal played. Or actually, no, Rafinha didn't play. I think Lamine Yamal did play, but Rafinha was missing, and a couple other guys were hurt. So, and Madrid was able to manage Barcelona in that game. And let's see if it can happen again tomorrow. Super excited to watch it, but everyone seems to be healthy, and that's great. So there won't be any key players missing out on tomorrow's game. This is for the Supercopa. So let's see how that goes. That's pretty much right now catching up to date with La Liga. In Serie A, in Italian soccer, where are we headed at right now? Let me just check if I'm still recording, you know what I'm saying? Let's just make sure. 14 minutes in. Okay. In Serie A, we got Inter Milan and AC Milan, the top 2 teams right now. Inter at 42 points, AC at 39 points, but they're also tied with Roma. Again, there's some games going on right now, so the standings are, as of right now, of course, they're always every week changing. But Napoli at number 4, Juventus at number 5, Como is at 6, Atalanta is at 7, Bologna, as I like to say, at 8, Udinese Odinesi, Lazio, Sassuolo, Torino, Cresmos. You know what? I'm gonna stop saying the names because I know I'm butchering them. But hey, we are here. We are here. Martinez has the most goals in the Serie A right now with 10. Pulisic at 8, and then Leao at 7. In assists, we have DeMarco, Rodriguez, and Jesus Rodriguez is on my FIFA team. Shout out to Jesus Rodriguez. This guy, and this guy are leading the in yellow card department, and then these are the guys who are leading in the red cards department. Yeah, let's just keep pushing forward because I'm not even about to say these names because I know that I am butchering them horrifically, and you might be cringing at it. So let's look at the current standings at League One. Lens is at number 1, and then we have PSG at number 2, Marseille, Lyon at number 5, and then these are the rest. Monaco at 9, Brest at 11, Angers at 10, Nice at 14, Paris FC at number 15. The Mets are all the way at the bottom. Mason Greenwood is right now leading the league in goals with 11. And then we got this dude at 10, this dude at 8 in assists. Vitinha, Thomason, and Jorge is all tied with 6. Or actually, no, they're tied with 6, and Jorge has 5. These are the people that lead in the yellow cards department, and these are the guys who lead in the red cards department. Okay, well, that is that. And of course, Sonny, I don't know what he looks like, but here we are. Bundesliga. What is going on right now in the Bundesliga? This is Bayern's year to absolutely wipe that ass. Because my goodness, they still haven't lost a game this season in the Bundesliga. They're 13-2-0 with 41 points ahead of the competition. Dortmund is at number 2, 9-6-1 with 33 points. Leipzig at number 29 points, and tied with Leverkusen and Stuttgart, all at 29 points. Bremen is all the way at number 11, Cole at 10, Berlin at 9, Frankfurt at 7, St. Pauli at 16, the Mainz at the bottom of the league. In the stats department, Harry Kane has 19 goals, and everybody else doesn't even have 10. Yep, Harry Kane is electric. Of course he is. Everybody else here, Lucho, Chaibi, and Olissi. 5 assists, they all got tied. These are the guys leading in yellow cards, and these are the guys leading in red cards over here. And that shot is missed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news in college basketball. I will announce it in a bit. We're almost at college basketball, so literally in like 3 minutes, I will get there. Because the game just ended. Just ended. A big upset. So they took down a top 25 team. A top 5 team has went down. Champions League. I've been missing it. We haven't had any games since December of last year, but we should get some games back in a couple weeks. We will be back in Champions League action. But the standings goes as it is right now. Arsenal is at number 1, 18 points. Bayern at number 2, 15 points. PSG at 3, Man City, Atalanta, Inter, Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Dortmund, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Chelsea are the top 13 teams. And then we got Sporting Portugal, then we got Barcelona all the way at number 15. They still would make it to the playoffs, but damn, 15 is crazy. Marseille, Juventus, Galatasaray, yikes. Monaco, Leverkusen, PSV, Bag FK, Napoli, and Copenhagen right now are the teams that would qualify to the next round. And of course, all these other teams, yikes. Benfica, Athletic Club, Club Blue, Ajax, Villarreal. Damn, Villarreal is getting cooked in the Champions League. They're doing pretty well in the Premier League, in La Liga. But damn, they're getting fucking slaughtered in the Champions League. They're the second worst team. They're looking pretty fucking Stiff, let me change the game real quick here. Oh, there's like a Cavs game going on. Oh, bet perfect. All right. I thought I had to change this whole thing by itself, but here we go. Timberwolves Cavaliers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. And this game is about to be done. It's 2 minutes left in the game, and the Cavs are winning this shit. That's easy. Anyways, so yeah, right now the goal scorer leaders: Mbappe at 9 goals, Haaland at 6 goals. I mean, fucking Mbappe had 4 goals in one game against Olympiacos, so that was no surprise that he's leading the league in goals in the Champions League. But then, of course, we got Haaland, Osimhen. Then we got these guys leading the league in assists, in yellow cards, and in red cards we have Carvajal, Phillip, and then Johnson here. So yeah, Madrid, they're at number 7 right now, and then Man City is at number 4. So both of these teams can definitely take it up the next level. But I mean, Arsenal's a team to beat right now. They haven't lost a game. They haven't drew. Bayern hasn't lost a game. Bayern hasn't drew, but their only loss comes to Arsenal, which they didn't have Lucho in that game. So I feel like that could have been a big factor if he was playing. Maybe Bayern would have won that and could have been at the top of the leaderboard. But we'll see. They still have long ways to go. There's still much to talk about for the Champions League. When do the next games start? The next games will be January 20th. So so there's only 2 match days left until we get to the knockout stages of the Champions League. There's two more weeks of group stage games, and then we finish that up, and then we get to the knockout stage, the round of 32. And then not the round of 32, the round of 16, the round of 8, and of course we continue on semifinals, final, championship, and then boom, yeah, champions in late May will be announced, or early June for the Champions League. Let's look at the matchups in the next couple weeks. Tottenham versus Dortmund should be interesting. Sporting Portugal, PSG, PSG should wipe the floor there. Inter and Arsenal. That's going to be a banger game. That should be a really good game. Man City versus Bodo. Man City should wipe the fucking floor. Madrid should wipe the floor against Monaco. Actually, well, they should be Monaco. They should be Monaco. Barcelona versus... They should wipe the floor. Marseille, Liverpool could be interesting. That could be a good game. Bayern versus... Some of these teams are going to get wiped the next time that we see them. But we will see. All right, now let's get to college basketball. And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. The top 25 rankings at the moment. So these are the rankings right now. Arizona at 15-0, Michigan at 14-0. Until, here's a magic trick. What? Huh? Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Just under 5 minutes ago, the Michigan Wolverines have taken their first L of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Wisconsin upsets Michigan to give them their first win. Or, to give them their first loss, Their first loss of the season. They're now 14-1. Whatever. They got their first loss out of the way. Wisconsin now moves on 11-5. Michigan drops to 14-1, but well, they're still one of the better teams in, of course, of all of the NCAA. Arizona, Michigan, Purdue, Duke, UConn, they've been phenomenal. They've all been great, so it's going to be really tough to see, but they have suffered their first loss of the season. So that's that. Iowa State, they're 15-0. They are playing today at 4 p.m., so let's see if that goes on there. Arizona, do they play today? They play against TCU at 4 p.m. So let's see if they can get another win under their belt there. UConn, they are 16-1. They won earlier today against DePaul. The Cavaliers just won. I'll get to the NBA in a second as well. That will be after college basketball. Purdue 14-1. Duke at 14-1. Duke is playing right now. Yes. I think I'm going to put that game next. SMU is down right now to Duke by 12. Duke is playing at home. They played on Tuesday against Louisville, which they had a pretty frustrating first half, but they came back. I saw that game. They lost. They lost the turnover battle. They were suffering. They were turning the ball over like crazy in the first half. Second half, they cleaned it up, and then boom, they won the game. So Duke, they like to typically have slow starts, but they get better throughout the game. They just have to kind of ease into it a bit. And well, like they start figuring things out. So after today's game, the next game will be against California on Wednesday night at 11 p.m. God damn. 11 p.m. Yeah, I don't even know if I would want to even watch that, but fucking Jesus. Houston 15-1, Gonzaga 17-1, but BYU 14-1, Nebraska and Vanderbilt have not lost a game yet. They're at 10-11. Michigan State at 14-2, Alabama 11-4. They're pretty high at 11-4. They're still pretty high. Then we got Texas Tech, Arkansas, Illinois, Georgia, Iowa, Louisville, Tennessee, Kansas, Virginia, SMU, and UCF to lay the rest of the top 25. So it's been pretty interesting, pretty nice to see. Let's look at let's talk about Miami real quick. They're 14-2 right now, and they won earlier today. They won earlier today against Georgia Tech, 91-81. Hey man, look at their strength. Look at their games. Oh, these are from last season. They've been playing pretty good ball, man. They've only lost 2 games, but they lost to a number 9 team in BYU, an elite team right now, and they lost to who else? To who else did they lose to? Fuck, what was the team that they lost to? In Florida. They lost to Florida and they lost to BYU. The last time they lost was actually to BYU, and that was on Thanksgiving. So yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, this Miami team, and I know conference play just started, so of course they just played a bunch of teams, in the state of Florida. Like they started off with Jacksonville, Bethman Cookman, Stetson, Elon, Delaware State, Georgia State. Like I know a lot of these teams are just, they're Division I teams, but they're not elite ACC, Big Ten, SEC basketball programs. Obviously, North Florida has nothing to Miami, Florida. Delaware State can't sniff Miami, or Elon. I know they won't put up the same amount of effort that other teams in their conference could. But so far, what, 3-0 in conference play? They play again on Tuesday against Notre Dame. They should be a top 25 team. Are they the best team in college basketball? Fuck no, they're not. But we should put them here, man. I mean, hey, SMU is here, Virginia's here, fucking Miami just likes to get discredited. And apparently now SMU and Virginia, they're good at basketball. It's all of a sudden now, I never heard of SMU before like 2-3 years ago. Now they have a good football team and a good basketball team. What is this? They haven't even lost a game at home yet this year. But they are losing to Duke right now. But hey, they're actually kind of getting in there. There's only a 10-point game. It's not bad at all. So yeah, I think let's see by next week if they do end up getting ranked in the top 25. So let's kind of look at the games going on right now. Those games that kind of ended today. So say Louisville, Nebraska won their games. Indiana lost. Not last night, but they lost in this game. West Virginia, they took down Kansas. They upset Kansas. Damn, Florida whooped up on Tennessee 91-67. Houston dominates against Baylor. UConn defeats DePaul, like I mentioned. Vanderbilt won again today, so they're still undefeated. Like I said, Michigan loses their first game of the season. Right now, Georgia and South Carolina going at it. Duke, SMU, Penn State, Purdue, Stanford versus Virginia, Oklahoma State versus Iowa State, Arizona, TCU, Wake Forest versus UNC, Arkansas versus Auburn, Texas Tech, Colorado, Texas, Alabama, BYU, Utah. There's some pretty good. I might watch some of these games today. Wait. Actually, hold on. There's football today. There's football today. Oh my goodness. There is football today, and I generally forgot for a second that there is actual football. That's what I was forgetting in my goddamn script. I am an imposter. How did I forget there was literally NFL games today? Because it's not Sunday. It's fucking Saturday when there's no college football. I'm out here thinking, oh, there's no football at all. No, there's literally 2 NFL playoff games today. Wow. Hold on. Let me write that. Let me just write that on the goddamn script because apparently your boy forgot. It's crazy. What is going on? And I call myself a sports fan? That's crazy, bro. That's just ridiculous. Well, fuck it. We'll keep the NFL at the end there. Because I still had it on the script, just not for the playoffs. But anyway, that's that for college basketball. Some games tomorrow. Iowa, Illinois, Cincinnati, UCF. There's some games on Tuesday. We'll get throughout the next week. But that's your current update for the MLS. For the NCAA. Speaking of MLS, Inter Miami, they won it. Just wanted to show you guys they won the championship 2025 last year. Shout out to Inter Miami. Again, that's old news, but shout out to them. The NBA. Let's talk about it. The NBA. So, one game has already wrapped up. This is the game that I have on my TV right now. Timberwolves lose to the Cavaliers 146-134. High-ass scoring game. And then we got the Heat Pacers tonight at 7. Clippers Pistons 7:30. Spurs Celtics Mavs Bulls Hornets Jazz. We have some okay games. I'll watch the Heat game for sure. Probably on my phone or on the computer because I'm guessing the other playoff games are going to the next. I think the Bears Packers game is later tonight. But let's look at the NBA standings at the moment. Right now, at the top of the Eastern Conference, we have the Detroit Pistons at 28-9, looking pretty good. Celtics at number 2, 24-13. The Knicks 24-14. Raptors at 23-16. The Sixers at 21-15. The Heat at 20-17. The Cavs at 21-18, also tied with the Magic. The Hawks at 19-21. The Bulls at 17-20. The Bucks at 17-21. Hornets at 13-25. Nets at 7. Nets have 11-24. The Wizards are 10-27, and then the Pacers are at a abysmal 7-31. Yeah, again, can't really blame them because no Tyrese Halliburton. They just have not looked good at all. They can't defend, can't shoot, and yeah, oh man, Tyrese looks like he really was the guy there to just completely disguise this team around. But a team that lost also another superstar, but they're playing really good ball right now, unfortunately, is the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown has been carrying it down, has been holding it down for the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum hasn't played a single game yet this season. Looks like he could potentially be back late this season, maybe for the playoffs, most likely. And I mean, yeah, Celtics are looking good. They're right now second. Jaylen Brown right now is in the MVP conversation with, of course, Luka and with Shea and with Nikola Jokic. But unfortunately, Nikola Jokic is hurt right now. He's not playing, so that's gonna definitely hurt. Once he does come back, if he does miss more games, that's definitely going to hurt his case for MVP since if he doesn't get the 65 game limit, if he plays less than that, you can't be qualified to win any NBA awards. So, Luka can hop into that picture if Jokic doesn't play the amount of games that he needs to play to win MVP. So we'll see. But that's right now looking like in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, both of my teams are looking solid, but they look pretty good, and then they look bad the other night. You know what I mean? They're just stuck in mediocrity. They're still good teams coming out. They're still playoff teams. Both Sixers and the Heat. They both have quality wins, but then they've also lost really rough games. So yeah, they're just kind of stuck there. The Raptors at 4. I did not think the Raptors were going to be that good this year. Brandon Ingram has really lifted this team a lot this season, and bunch of fucking dogs over there in Toronto. So clean up the pack. And of course the Pistons, man, remember when the Pistons were fucking terrible? And now they're number 1 in the East. Good times, man. Good fucking times. Now let's look at the West. I'm putting the Duke game right now. On my, I'm gonna put it right now on my TV just to kind of have it in the background here. Yeah. Actually, let me put the other game first. There's a couple other games I want to put ahead of it. Let me put the Georgia South Carolina game real quick. Actually, okay. So in the West, we have the Thunder at 32-7, number 1 in the West. The Spurs at 26-11. The Nuggets at number 3, 25-13, tied with the Wolves at number 4. The Lakers at number 5, 23-13. The Rockets at 6 at 22-13. The Suns at 23-15. The Warriors at 21-18. Blazers 19-20. Grizzlies 16-22. The Clippers at 14-23. The Mavericks at 14-24. The Jazz at 13-24. The Pelicans at number 14 at 9-31. And then the worst team in the Western Conference, we have the Sacramento Kings at 8-30. They're on a 7-game losing streak right now. Yikes. Yeah, not much to see from production from any of these teams. The Clippers were really bad. They're kind of getting their pace. They're kind of getting things back together. They're still 11 games below 5. They're still 9 games above 500. But you know what? They're slowly climbing up the rankings. You know, they're getting a little bit better these past couple weeks. Golden State staying in mediocrity right now. They're not a horrible team, but it feels like Steph just kind of has to go out there to carry the rest of the load. The Suns have been looking pretty decent. The Rockets have had some really good games, and they've had some bad losses as well. Lakers have looked really impressive, and they've also looked pretty fucking terrible. That's what happens when you can't defend at all. They lost last night. I didn't watch the game. They lost last night to the Bucks. I gotta watch the highlights for that game, but man, and what was the stat line? I think LeBron had like 20 something, 26 points. Luka had 24, 9 of 10, 9 for 9. Luka and LeBron almost each had a fucking triple dub. Like, damn. Just rough, man. 13 points for Laravia. Come on, man. 4 points and 5 rebounds. No assists for fucking DeAndre Ayton. Come on, buddy. You played 24 minutes to play. You played 24 minutes to get 5 rebounds. But with only 4 points, really couldn't get much production there. Marcus Smart, 9 points. Really couldn't get nothing going, man. And that defense just couldn't get much going. And Giannis, how much he had? 21, 6 and 5. Kevin Porter Jr. had 22 points. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. had a pretty solid game. So yeah, no. Bucks were able to get the win last night. These are some of the games. These are the games from yesterday. The Sixers were able to take care of business against the Magic. Clippers beat the Nets. Hawks destroy the Nuggets. Damn. The Thunder actually won. Oh, they won against the Grizzlies. They were down by 20 at one point in this game, but they came back and won. Nice. The Suns beat the Knicks. The Rockets, man, y'all losing to the Blazers? God damn. And the Warriors whoop up on the fucking Suns. Like I mentioned, these are the games for today. Tomorrow we got more games, of course. Heat Thunder. Oh, Lord, we got to go up against the Thunder tomorrow. Hooray. Oh, boy. Sixers, Raptors at 6. Wizards, Suns, Bucks, Knicks, or Bucks, Nuggets, Spurs, Wolves. That should be pretty good. I'll probably watch that game a little bit as well. Both of these at the same time. Knicks, Blazers, Rockets, Kings, Hawks, Warriors. Oh, and yeah, Trae Young is not a Atlanta Hawk anymore. He is now a Washington Wizard. Yes, you heard that right. Trae Young is a Washington Wizard. Man, tell me it ain't so, man. A Washington Wizard. Now tell me this. Why? Damn, man. Washington? Are you really going to do that to Washington? Washington. Damn, man. I mean, they have a little young core, but they're still not. There's just still not a good team to just like. Man, and I know that he chose to go there, but what really was the reason that you wanted to go to Washington? What did you see in Washington You must have saw a lot of potential, but right now they're in a worse situation than Atlanta, and they have been for a little while now. The Hawks at least can have a playoff push, a play-in push with you being healthy, and there's some dogs in Atlanta. If that they're they have Dyson Daniels, they have Jalen Johnson, like they have some guys that really put that can really make a big impact in the game for that team, and they've really been putting solid numbers. Jalen Johnson has to be an all-star this year. He's been playing like it. So, like, I don't know. What can you see in Washington that you don't see in Atlanta? I know Atlanta's not they're not a favorite to win the championship, but not the fucking Washington Wizards either. So, I don't know. Maybe they paid him more than what the Hawks originally offered him. Has to have been a money thing. Most likely, probably a money thing. He got paid better to go to Washington. Definitely, it's a pretty big offer. And of course, a bunch of teams in the East, and I'm assuming in the West, offered him big bags, but Washington was the way to go. And then it hasn't been official yet, but Ja Morant has been in trade talks, and well, I have been hearing that Miami could be one of the favorites to land Ja Morant. Now, what do I think of that if we do end up getting Ja Morant? I mean, Ja Morant's he's a superstar. He's a star. Unfortunately, though, he needs to definitely kind of pick up the pieces and where he was just like 3-4 years ago, where he was like really almost like basically on top of the NBA world. He still has it. He's still got it. He's still very young. He still has a lot to develop, and I feel like if he can only get better now, he could be at his prime. Um, at this point now, this should be his first years in his prime, and he has been playing pretty good. I mean, 19, 3-7 and 40. And if he stays healthy, he can definitely make a huge impact on this Miami team. Will we win a championship if we get Ja Morant? No, but he definitely makes us he definitely can make us a very serious threat coming out the East, instead of just being another team that gets the 7 or the 8 seed, but then the 1 or the 2 seed is gonna wipe you guys with the fucking floor. Like, could make us a serious threat in the playoffs if we can get Ja healthy and playing at an elite level. Again, are we just Ja Morant away from winning a championship? No, but can push us, can definitely push us. And hey, well, I wouldn't mind taking the risk with Ja Morant there, because man, his talent is so fucking unbelievable. And I know that he's all the controversies and all the suspensions that he's been in and all the trouble and all the shit that he's talked, and I'm gonna he's 26. I'm gonna let that be in the past. The gun thing, the club thing, the gestures, the hand the shooting celebrations, whatever. I'm fine in the West, whatever. All of the arrogance and all of the things that the comments, actions that he's done in the past couple of years, I feel like now let's just kind of put that to rest and just focus on what he can do on the court. But that's up to him, though. He needs to keep it that way. And of course, he needs to stay healthy, because then again, we don't get to see him on the court often. That's when he's kind of typically doing all these stupid shenanigans. But so far, it hasn't been bad this year. You haven't really been hearing Ja Morant doing some stupid shit, and he's been healthy. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. And if we can get him, even better for us. And that's just a good step forward. And well, fuck it, of course, hell yeah. I mean, who would not want to have Ja Morant on their team? Come on, for just the talent alone, hell yeah. Let's look at the NHL, boys, because of course I watch hockey, but let's just throw in the. Let's just throw. What? Damn, the Panthers are 22-18-3. Damn, they're kind of mid. What the fuck? Damn. Duke is up by 7 right now, by the way. Damn, bro. Let's check this real quick. 44 minutes. Okay. At 4:30, I'll stop. It's only 3:48, 3:47. So we still have enough time to talk, but we kind of let's progress here. We're still on standings. Let's just kind of keep the ball rolling here. Yeah. Okay, so this is right now what it's looking like in the NHL. The Canadiens on top of the Atlantic Division, then the Red Wings, the Lightning, the Sabres, Maple Leafs, the Bruins, the Panthers, and the Senators. In the metropolitan area, Hurricanes, Islanders, Flyers, Capitals, Penguins, Devils, Rangers, Blue Jackets. All right. Panthers got to get it together. God damn, they're almost the worst team in their own division. Get it together. God damn. Colorado, damn, 71 points. That has to be the best team right now in the league. 50. Yeah, for sure. Avalanche, Stars, Wild, Mammoth, Predators, Blackhawks, Blues, and the Jets. The Jets, they just can't win games. Golden Knights, Oilers, Kraken, Sharks, Kings, Ducks, Flames, and Canucks. All right, interesting enough. Right now, the Bruins up big against the Rangers. Lightning and the Flyers at 7 tonight. The two worst teams in the Atlantic Division go up against each other tonight at 7. Panthers, let's get some wins going. How about that, man? Let's go, man. Y'all the defending champions. Let's go, motherfuckers. Let's go. All right. Let's go to ESPN now. I gotta log in again. No, not settings. Nope. All right. It's 69-60 right now in the Duke game. Log in under my account, not under me mom's. And we're gonna do the we're not gonna look at fantasy because fantasy was an absolute fucking disaster. We're gonna look at the Bowl Mania recap. We're going to be looking at all the bowl games that I've predicted and just take a preview at what our national championship is going to be next Monday coming up. The two semifinal games were yesterday and Thursday night. So yeah, let's just talk about it real quick. So again, I think, well, on the last episode that I did that I didn't even record like in its entirety. I just recorded some of it. Obviously didn't release it. I kind of stopped over here, but yeah, these are all the teams that I got right. So far, with one more game left, I'm at 27-18 in predictions for the Bowl Mania. Ranked in the 60,000 department, have a 91.2 winning percentage and 270 points. Could have done better. I went on a little losing streak in those 18 losses, but hey, I'm not suffering. I have more wins than losses, so that's a good thing. Anyways, let's look here. So we're just gonna say F you to the teams that let me down. F you, peer review. Good job, Washington. F you, Troy. F you, South Florida. F you, Louisiana. F you, Kennesaw State. F you, Memphis. Good job, Alabama. Whooped up on Oklahoma, by the way. Great job, UM. The U. They take down Texas A&M. Offense was dog shit, but defense was electric, and they sealed the deal in that game. Ole Miss, thank you for whooping Tulane. Like, that was obviously not going to happen. Oregon whooped up on James Madison. Like, obviously that was going to happen. Washington State, thank you very much. Louisville, thank you very much. West Kentucky, thank you very much. UNLV, FU. California, FU. Northwestern, thank you very much. Minnesota, thank you. FIU, you got destroyed by 37 points. Big FU. Pittsburgh, FU. Clemson, FU. UConn, FU. BYU, thank you. Appreciate it. You won the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Shout out to y'all. Miami, Ohio, FU. North Texas, thank you very much. Close game, though. Back and forth. Goddamn. Virginia, thank you. LSU, FU. Georgia Southern, thank you very much. Louisiana Tech, thank you very much. Tennessee, FU. USC, fuck you. Sorry. That one slipped. My fault. Iowa, thank you very much. I actually almost went with Vanderbilt in this game. No, thank you. Not after what Diego Bitchvia had to say about losing his Heisman Award. I'm sorry. I actually don't hate Diego Pavia. He is an arrogant, spoiled asshole, so I don't like that from him. I don't hate him, but he is a spoiled bitch for that. But anyways, it's okay. Whatever. You lost that game. You lost the Heisman. It is what it is. You'll be drafted in the 17th round. If that ever was actually a thing. Duke, thank you. All right, let me get another sip of this. Duke, thank you. Texas, thank you for taking down Michigan. Utah, thank you for taking down Nebraska. Oh, thank you. You, Miami. They took down Ohio State. Yes, you heard that right. The Miami Hurricanes, they took down Miami. Obviously not. I'm joking. They took down Ohio State. That's phenomenal. This was on New Year's Eve. This was the Cotton Bowl Classic. I was watching it at my aunt's house New Year's Eve night. What a fucking game. Both defenses played pretty well. But Miami they just had it that night. They had it that night. They wanted it more. That pick, that interception in that second half, that pick six, read it like a book. Took it to the house. Phenomenal fucking play. Probably the play of the postseason of the playoffs right now. Just phenomenal show out for Miami. They move on to the semifinals of the college football playoffs. Did they win that game? Did they not win that game? We'll get to it. Oregon, thank you. You whooped up on Texas Tech. Orange Bowl. I woke up late as fuck. I missed pretty much the whole game. I watched like the last 5 minutes of the game, but what was there to watch? This shit was a blowout. Anyways, and speaking of another blowout, Indiana whoops up on Alabama. God damn, 38-3? Shit. Indiana looking amazing. They looking unstoppable. Fernando Mendoza is your Heisman winner and your Rose Bowl winner. Phenomenal. Just played great. This team coaching, got an elite quarterback in college, playing great. Defense is unbelievable. They got fast receivers. What does it say? Ole Miss! They take down Georgia. F you, Georgia. You let me down. I thought we were gonna play you guys in the semifinal game, but no, we had to go up against Ole Miss. And did that work? We'll see. But yeah, Trinidad Chambliss had a phenomenal game, showing out against that Georgia defense, which defense didn't play at its best. Thank you, Texas Tech, or Texas State, excuse me, for winning the Armed Forces Bowl. Rice, somehow, I don't even know how Rice even made a fucking bowl game. They didn't even win 6 games. But anyways, Navy, thank you for winning the Liberty Bowl. The Duke's Mayo Bowl, the most irrelevant thing I ever heard in my life. I wouldn't even want to win this game. Minnesota, I know Mississippi State lost this game, but you actually won. You don't have to get your coach or anybody on that team, for that matter, to have to celebrate winning a bowl game with fucking mayonnaise. Wake Forest, you took an L there, unfortunately. F you, Arizona. You let SMU win. F you. And then the last 2 games to get to, Miami takes down Ole Miss, and we move on to the national championship game. Let's fucking go. This was Thursday night, just a couple nights ago. Oh my god. Damn! The Bruins have scored 10 goals. God damn, the Bruins have 10 fucking goals. They're beating the Rangers 10-2. I'm watching doubleheader game. I'm watching the Duke I'm watching Duke SMU, and I'm watching Rangers Bruins. God damn, 10 goals? I have to be the Bruins, man. Why? Why the Boston team? Damn. Anyways, Miami, yeah. Close game, back and forth. 8 minutes left in that game. There was like 4 lead changes, or 5 of them. Back and forth. Had a battle. Carson Beck, thank you for not selling. You had probably your best game of your career. I appreciate that, man. Balled the fuck out. And that defense didn't have their best outing, but oh my god, they really was attacking. That last play of the game, both sides was pass interference, but they were both, they were both going at it for each other. What were they going to do? It's the last play of the game. It's a Hail Mary attempt for Ole Miss. What were you going to do at that point? Referees didn't intervene. Thank God they didn't overturn it or gave Ole Miss another opportunity or whatever. Just let it be. You had the whole game to present itself. You had the lead with less than 3 minutes left to go. You let us get down the field, take the lead again with a minute left or like less than a minute left, like 50-some seconds left. Carson Beck was by himself with the touchdown. He took it in for himself. The Miami defense also, they dropped a couple of what could have been interceptions. They dropped like 3 or 4 of them. The DBs were just not on their best game. They had a couple plays where just the ball just let slip through their hands. They just couldn't make the play and finish it. So they could have had 3-4 turnovers if the DBs knew how to fucking catch a football there. So we do move on to the national championship against probably the best team, not even probably, against the best team in all of college football all season long. We're playing in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium. So Miami plays at home in the national championship next Monday. So that's going to be insane. But we do have to go up against the best team in college football, and it is very scary to think about it and to imagine it. Indiana puts up a 56-burger over Oregon. Oregon in that first half played like a 14-year-old trying to guard Steph Curry. How would and a 14-year-old kid that played basketball for his middle school team, obviously, team captain of the team, it don't matter. I'm gonna be nice to the kid here. The team captain of the 8th grade basketball team for fucking, I don't know, whatever middle school in the U.S. Matter of fact, put the best 14-year-old basketball player on the court and have him guard Steph Curry. We'll see how that turns out. That is what Indiana did to Oregon in the first half. And you know what? Indiana just kind of, and I didn't see the fourth quarter, so because this game was fucking over. There's no fucking way you thought Oregon was going to come back. There was too much. They had to, get like 4 touchdowns just to tie the game. No, thank you. You're not getting 5 touchdowns in a quarter. No. This game is fucking done. It could have went a lot closer, though, but no. Indiana dominated. Offense was amazing. Defense was great. The first play of the game was literally a fucking pick 6 for Indiana. So that already set the tone very early. Mendoza didn't even have 200 passing yards, but he had 5 passing touchdowns. This is the team that we have to go up against in the national championship. Miami versus Indiana for the college football playoff national championship, presented by AT&T. Next Monday night. Fuck. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to go on TikTok live watching the game. I do want to go on live and do. I'll actually talk about my content, like schedule and all that stuff that I want to do for the year, for the brand new year, for at least for the month to kind of test things out. Because I'm also thinking, when the year starts and we kind of think of too ahead of ourselves. I'm thinking a little too ahead of ourselves, at least to start. This is what my thoughts are for that. I'll talk more about the national championship preview. We still have a week and 2 days to talk about it, so maybe for the next podcast episode, I'll talk more about the game itself. Because I do have to do a little bit more research on all the team, on how is it going to look like, what could be the game plan, and all that stuff. And obviously, there's a couple injuries on our side, so we'll see if those players are able to come back for the national championship. They have a whole week of rest, so they have time to recover. But there's still things to see what is going to happen. So we're just going to have to, wait and see what happens then. Oh, wait, I'm so dumb. I didn't even... Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't fucking show you guys my screen the whole time. All right, well, that was stupid. I did the whole college football segment without showing you guys my screen. So let me just once again show you guys all the games that I got right, all the games that I got wrong. So I did the whole FU and the whole thank you thing without you guys looking at this. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. That's when you know I haven't done an episode in such a long time that apparently I look like an idiot on the internet again. And this is what happens when you just can't be consistent enough to record episodes and you just have to do shit like this. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But yes, that's that, guys. Miami, Indiana for the national championship game. That's that. Let me just stick here. So that way we don't have to change the screens or anything. NFL current standings. Let's move this here. Let's move this here like right next to it. The final current standings of the year. So, okay, we're going to be talking about football, and then we're going to talk about like 2025, plans for 2026, and then that's that for the rest of the year. So let's just get into it. Ooh, it's a 3-point game between Duke and SMU right now, by the way. Mm. Okay, I've been recording for an hour, and you guys can see my screen. Perfect. All right. Now I'm just double checking because I don't want to lose you guys. So the regular season is officially over for the NFL season. So oh shit, we actually have to do this quickly because the first playoff game is at what time? 4:30. Damn, we have 26 minutes, so I have to do my playoff predictions as well. Okay, so just take a look real quick. Patriots, they take the AFC East title. The Bills, they get the wild card. The AFC North belongs to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens and the Steelers were facing off in the last game of the season to end the regular season. This was for the playoff spot and for the division. The Steelers ended up taking that. The Jaguars, they won the division, 13-4. The Texans get the wild card. The AFC West belongs to the Broncos, and the Chargers get the wild card spot. In the NFC East, the Eagles and everybody else sucks. They take the division. The Bears go to the NFC North and take the division. Green Bay is the 7th seed. The Panthers, they get the division even though they have a 3-way tie in the NFC South. Yes, all of these teams have a losing record, but one of them had to make it to the playoffs. And based off the tiebreaker and all that shit, strength of schedule, Panthers were able to take it. Got the win. Got the division. The NFC West, however, 3 teams are in the playoffs. 14-3, Seattle Seahawks take the division though. Rams and Niners, both 12-5, they get the wild card spots. Just kind of look at Week 18 briefly. This was the game that was for the NFC South, the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. Of course, the Bucs took care of business. However, they had to rely on the Saints to win that game to them make the playoffs. And, well, as you can see here, the Falcons won, so they couldn't get it done. Seahawks beat the Niners. They clinched the NFC West. They clinched the number 1 seed in the East, or in the West, excuse me, in the NFC. So they have the bye. They don't have to worry about playing this week. They go on and play on next week. Big game for Seattle coming up next week, getting some rest this week. The Texans beat the Colts 38-30. Texans, they have a bunch of guys on defense not playing, so they had to rest a couple of their key starters on defense. However, still allowing 30 points is a little crazy to the Colts, but anyways, whatever, it happens. The Bengals lose to the Browns 20-18. Myles Garrett gets the sack record, 23 sacks in a season. That's amazing. Phenomenal stuff for Myles Garrett. Shout out to him. Brilliant fucking superstar. Falcons beat the Saints 19-17 to spoil the Bucs' playoff hopes and to end the Saints' 4-game losing streak at 4. The Packers lose this game, but they rest a bunch of their key starters. They're locked in as a 7 seed, so it don't matter. Vikings end the year with a 5-game winning streak, I believe. 4-game winning streak? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-game winning streak. The last loss was against the Seahawks when they got shut out. That was the first Max Brosmer game, actually. That was the first Max Brosmer game, I remember. Yeah, that was that for them. But the Vikings, yeah, they're done. Giants beat the Cowboys. Who gives a fuck? The Raiders beat the Chiefs. They still got the number 1 pick, so it don't matter. Chiefs, you suck. Well, you'll bounce back next year. We'll see what happens. Rams destroy the Cardinals. The Cardinals actually had the lead at one point in this game in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter. Whatever. Rams took it immediately. Jaguars whoop up on the Titans. Cam Ward gets hurt at the beginning of the game. Yikes. We'll see if he gets better, man. Patriots annihilate my Dolphins. Thank God the season is over. The Lions beat the Bears to sweep the Bears in the regular season, but who gives a fuck? Bears are in the playoffs. They won the NFC North. The Commanders beat the Eagles. Who gives a fuck? We're already in the playoffs. The Commanders, you're not. Josh Johnson got your win as a 57-year-old quarterback. Congrats. Broncos, they beat the Chargers 19-3. The offense is a little sluggish. Defense balled out as usual. I just need to see more from this offense. But Bo Nix has been fine. He's been good. The Jets, finally, their season is over. This was another fucking terrible year for the Jets. They lose to the Bills 8-35, and they're the first team in NFL history to spend 16, 17 games without recording an interception that was deflected, that was directly thrown. They couldn't get a single interception in 17 games. They couldn't get a single interception. They're the first team ever to do that, to make history in all the worst ways ever. Can you consider them the worst defense of all time if they can't get a single interception in a season? You might have to put the Jets up there as one of the worst defenses, if not the worst defense of all time. I don't know. You couldn't get a fucking intercept. Man, if you're a Jets fan, my God, I don't. How do you live? I mean, January to August, I know you're chilling, but once September starts, you always end your year. You always begin your year, and you enjoy your summer. But then when it's fall time, you have to root for this fucking team. Now I kind of understand. I'm a Dolphins fan, but damn. Wait, that all fucking rhymed. That was cool. That Jets fan, Dolphins fan. Damn. Bars. I'm the greatest rapper of all time. Steelers beat the Ravens, like I said, to win the AFC North division and for the playoff spot. And the Ravens not only lost this game, they lost because Tyler fucking Luke missed a 44-yard field goal to win them the game. Man, the Ravens lose every year in the playoffs. This time not in the playoffs. In heartbreaking fashion. Once again, man, it just had to happen. It just had to happen where, hey, they couldn't do it. They couldn't make the fucking playoffs. Here they are suffering yet again. It's a 3-point ball game between SMU. This is delayed. 3-point ball game between SMU and Duke. The Duke hits a 3. It's a 6-point game now. Duke is up by 6. With a minute 12 left. All right. Now, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do our playoff. Where the fuck is it? Our playoff. Pigskin bracket challenge. So let's do it. Playoff predictions. Create a bracket. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Playoff predictions. Here we go. The matchups are here. Yep, let's just see. So let's do the wild card, of course, obviously, to start. The first game today, we got the Rams versus the Panthers. Oh, wait, you can't see the preview of it, but okay, Rams versus the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Rams here. The Panthers and the Rams played against each other a couple months ago, and the Panthers did win that game. So, familiar game already. That game was played in Carolina. And once again, it will be played in Carolina. But the difference is, man, the Panthers come into the playoffs all fucking sloppy. I just don't really have much faith in this Panthers team because, again, man, they're just so inconsistent, man. Bryce Young can have a really good game. The offense can be clicking. The run game is playing well. The defense plays well. But then the next game, everything fucking falls flat for the Panthers. They were able to beat the Rams in one of those 8 games that they were able to win. But again, also the weather did play a factor. Rams and Matthew Stafford had played a really rough game and just was turning the ball over a lot. They still managed to make things interesting in that fourth quarter. But ultimately, man, the Rams are here to fucking take it all, man. Will they win the Super Bowl? I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy about them, but definitely not as iffy as the Panthers. Look, the Panthers are a cute little story. They're in the fucking playoffs, despite 8-9 3-way tie in the division, and the Bucks completely collapsed, so that's why the Panthers are here. Whatever excuse, they still got through a fucking disaster of a division and a year where, even though they have not managed to play great football most of the season, they were able to get here. Clearly the worst team in the playoffs coming in, but they did beat the Rams already. And I don't think it should be a surprise that if they do manage to beat them again, it's definitely going to be an upset because it's in the playoffs and, most likely whatnot could happen. But I don't know, man. I'm just saying it could be that. It could be that, man. It could be that. We'll see. Then we got the Eagles versus the 49ers. I'm going to go with the Eagles here, man. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Look, the Niners coming in. Defense is banged up. Offense looks great. Offense looks amazing. I'm really liking what this Niners team can do offensively, but with the defense just playing, it's concerning. It's definitely a little concerning. So I don't know how they're going to match up well against that Eagles defense that's also ferocious. Now, obviously, our offense needs a lot of work to be done, but in the playoffs, we shine bright. So I feel like our offense is finally going to, create a fire. They're going to start finally figuring out how they can really control the run game. And Saquon, you got to have a good fucking game. You can't just be having 10, 15 carries for fucking 30 some yards. You gotta go and break through tackles. You gotta be elusive. You gotta fucking make plays that no other running back can do. McCaffrey has the edge over you this season. Henry has had the edge. James Cook. Like, there's been a handful, almost more than a handful of running backs that have really taken the next step and has played better than you this season. And last year, you were undeniably the best player on our roster last year. But this playoffs, it's not looking the same. So if we got to make some changes. And I know our O-line is not the same. It's banged up, but we should get some pieces back. Jalen Hurts, yes, he's not going to throw for 300, 400, 3-4 touchdowns. He's not that guy. He's going to play conservative and he's going to do what he's got to do. And if he has to take it with his legs, he got to take it with his legs. But I do think we could beat the Niners for sure, just because that defense isn't the biggest threat, especially since we have a better defense than them. And if we're able to contain the offense as much as we can, then we are able to take control of this. We're able to take control of this. I have hope. Bears versus the Packers. We're beating the fucking Packers in the playoffs anyways if we had to go up against them. The Packers are banged up, man. The Packers are just banged up. I like Jordan Love. Just too many injuries right now. Jordan Love, is he going to play tonight? I don't know. Is he going to play tonight? I hope so, but I don't know. And even Malik Willis, he's also hurt. But will they play? One of them has to be playing tonight for sure, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The Bears look like they have. They have to beat the Packers. There's no excuse for the Bears to not beat the Packers. If the defense isn't the same without Micah Parsons, if the offense can't keep it consistent with Jordan Love, the offense really has to flourish because they can go toe-to-toe with the Bears because their offense is also phenomenal. The defense has been the problem, though. But guess what? They also have had some slow games where first half, or maybe the first 3 quarters, they weren't putting up the crazy, numbers. They weren't really. They were really having a sluggish start to the game, and then they just come back in the fourth quarter and take over for the rest of the game. That's literally what happened when they played the Packers last time. They were down by like 14, 15 points. They were down by what? 14 points? Or no, they were down by 16 points. They got a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and then they got the fucking onside kick, recovered it, and then they scored a touchdown. And then, of course, it went to overtime, and they were able to get the ball back, force a turnover, get the ball back, and then boom, fucking 50-yard pass to DJ Moore, and boom, walk-off touchdown. Is that going to happen again? No, but it could get ugly for Green Bay if they can't stop Caleb Williams, if they can't neutralize DJ Moore, Romadunze, Cole Kmet. There's so many fucking Loveland. Bro, there's guys on that fucking team that are just, they're taking it to the next level. The Bears really look solid, and of course Ben Johnson, he's been with it. He's been John Wick with the stick. When it comes to fucking coaching this year, he's been on his best he's been neutralizing everything. He's been fucking phenomenal. It's just been ridiculous. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it has to be Chicago. I gotta go with Chicago here. Then we got Patriots Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Patriots here. The Chargers, look, Justin Herbert, you gotta win a fucking playoff game. Are you going to do it against the second two? Are you going to go up against the second best team in the AFC and do it? I don't know. I don't know. Duke defeats SMU 82-75, ladies and gentlemen. That is your final score. All right. Well, now I'm going to put the fucking now I'm going to put the Fox game. Wait, it's on Fox, right? Let me see. This game is on Fox? It's on Fox. Okay, yeah. Let me just put Fox real quick on my shit, and then we'll get back to it here. Again, Justin Herbert, he had a hand injury. Didn't play last week. They rested him, but man, I don't know, dude. Again, I don't know. I don't really have much faith. I think it's just going to be another year where the Chargers make the playoffs. They don't do anything. I don't know if they're going to do much. I'm sorry. I really don't have much faith in the Chargers. Prove me if I'm wrong. Bills, Patriots. I think the Bills have to take this. The Bills have to beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars have looked really good. I think they're a really good story in the regular season, and Trevor Lawrence has taken his game to the next level, and that offense has not been as impressive as you would have thought. I would have thought this team would have been very good, but contributing with more from Brian Thomas Jr. and from Travis Hunter, most likely. But it's been the other guys that's really been able to control, the offense. And it was obviously besides Trevor Lawrence and take care of the playmaking. And, Liam Cohen, their head coach, the Jaguars have really taken a really good step for the future. And they look great. They've beaten some tough teams. Buffalo, they can have games where if the run game is not going and Josh Allen's throwing a bunch of turnovers, that game is destroyed. But Buffalo, Josh Allen, you don't have Mahomes in your way. You don't have Joe Burrow in your way. You don't have Lamar in your way. I'm not saying it's an easy path to a Super Bowl, but Jacksonville is your first stop. You got to get that first stop. And then you're potentially going up against the Broncos in the next round. You beat them last year. And you can definitely beat them this year. But you got to play your best fucking ball game. It's simple as that. And I just don't know if the Bills can do it consistently. I am hoping they could do it against the fucking the Jags, because I'm picking them to win, but prove me wrong, man. And then I'm going to go with the Texans being the Steelers. The Steelers, look, DK is going to probably come back for this game on Monday night. That Texas defense is so fucking good. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers, this might be your last game, and it could be ugly. I don't hope it gets that ugly, but yikes, you got to go up against the Texans in Houston. I mean, damn. And the Texans are the hottest team in the NFL coming into the playoffs. So I'm sorry. They're just. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. Sorry. Then we got the Seahawks versus the Rams in the divisional round. I'm gonna go with Seattle. Seattle won a banger of a game against the Rams last time. I think they could do it again. I think that's gonna be an absolute banger if they're able to do it again. We'll see what happens. Bears versus Eagles. This is where it ends, Chicago fans. Look, our offense again is fucking terrible, but I think they can figure things out. I think they can figure things out. I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. I think they're gonna still figure things out. Broncos versus Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills here. Upset alert. I think the Bills have to they have to make it to the title game at the very least. At the very least. People are saying if they don't win the Super Bowl or if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, it's a fucking bust of a season, a failure of a season. And honestly, I don't blame them. Considering again that they don't have Lamar, that they don't have Joe Burrow, that they don't have Mahomes in their way. Teams that have beaten Josh Allen in the playoffs, especially Mahomes 4 times, and then Joe Burrow that one season. So, and of course, you don't have to take the possibility of the Ravens defeating you. You just have to go up against Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix. Again, not going to be fucking easy. Some people are just kind of discrediting them. But, I mean, damn. You really don't have any excuses. I'm sorry. You can't have any fucking excuses. So, I'm going to go with Buffalo. How the fuck are they going to manage that Denver Broncos defense? No turnovers. I mean, they have to play a basically perfect game, no turnovers, run the ball as much as they fucking can, be conservative as you can, and if that Bills defense can do something and can neutralize the offense for the Broncos got nothing but the defense to rely. If they can't score points, well then fuck it. Well then here comes Buffalo, Denver struggling here. And it won't shock me. It won't shock me. Definitely will be disappointing for the Broncos to lose, be one and done in the playoffs. But hey, they still have plenty of time. They're a young team. I'm not too stressed. I'm not stressing about it. Ooh, Rams Panthers is starting in 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me kind of put it in the background a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Patriots Texans. Ooh. Oh, how am I gonna go there? Patriots, Texans. Do I think the Patriots are going to beat the Texans? I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think Drake May is MVP most likely this season. I think he's going to take them far. He's got to win a playoff game too. I don't think the top 2 seeds and the number 1. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think the Patriots got it. I think they can match up very well against that Texas defense. That front 7 is really good, but Drake May and the offense can keep on flowing. And we're not going to sit here and act like that defense also isn't that bad. Or isn't that good. They're fucking great as well. I don't know. That's a toughie. I could see Houston winning that, but I see a little bit more from New England on both sides. While with Houston, I kind of really just see the defense, and CJ Stroud can have a good game. I think the offense could be explosive, but against that Patriots defense, I think it's going to be tough. In the AFC Championship game, we got the Bills and the Patriots. They both won 1 game each for the division. The Patriots won the first game, and then the Bills won the second game. So they both beat each other in the regular season. The third time's the charm here. This is for a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. The Bills got to take it. Have to. Do they have to win? They would love to win and take advantage of them. But they have to. And I'm doing this because, look, I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't like the Bills. But hey, I don't mind seeing the Bills have some success, And for sure, I would rather see Buffalo than New England in the fucking Super Bowl. For me, I'm sorry. This is just me being a hater. I will admit that. Doing this irritates me. It gives me PTSD. I think the Patriots are a great team, and at some point, I will have to suffer them as a Dolphins fan, have to witness them make the Super Bowl. Maybe that's the following season. But this season, I don't want to see that shit. I'd rather see Buffalo make it through all the way. You know, I want the Bills to do something. If they disappoint me, so let's just move on. Seahawks, Eagles, I'm going to go with the Eagles. Because I'm biased, obviously, yes. But again, if our offense can really can make something happen, I think I think we can definitely beat Seattle. Because I feel like Sam Darnold is going to have a bad game in this game. I think Sam Darnold is going to be the reason why they lose this game. Not because of the defense, because the defense has been phenomenal. Sam Darnold is going to have a bad game against that Eagles defense. It's going to be it might be Rams Vikings like it was last year. Remember that wild card game? Sam Darnold had like 3 interceptions or 2 interceptions, and then he was getting sacked. It might be a game like that. And that's what's going to cause the Eagles to prevail over Seattle. It has to be a Sam Darnold disaster class. Yes, I'm predicting a fucking bad game for Sam Darnold, but in the championship game, not in the fucking divisional round. Whatever, you can beat the Rams and you might have a good game. I don't see Seattle making it through all the way just because I think Sam Darnold's gonna have a bad game. If it was for the defense alone, they should be in the Super Bowl. But the Texans, they lose to the fucking Patriots in the divisional round, and they have the best defense. So it can't be just a defensive thing, but a defensive game should be the case. And so Super Bowl is Bills versus Eagles. Sorry to be biased, but of course I have to pick the fucking Eagles. That's how many points they're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna score 5,000 points. How about that? 5,000 points. 500 points. They're gonna score 500 points, and the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl yet again. Now, obviously, I'm gonna submit my fucking bracket here. Are you dead? It's 4:30. You're such a bitch. You're a bitch. You're actually terrible. I can't submit it because I'm too late. Are you dead ass? Why? You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm gonna take a picture of this just in case. You guys don't believe me. This is my bracket. Whatever. I don't have to submit it. You sons of bitches. You don't have to fucking okay, it's submitted. My pick, Seattle over. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's saved. Yeah, it says my pick is New England, Buffalo. Okay, it did save. Let me just take a picture of it anyways, though. Okay, I was about to say. Whatever. Why do I have the Eagles winning it? Because I'm delusional and I'm biased. That's why. Logically, should I pick them to win the Super Bowl? No, they don't even look great on both sides. Seattle looks better. Denver looks better. Buffalo looks better. New England looks better. Chicago looks better. But in the playoffs, experience matters to a certain extent. And I think we can definitely beat some of the teams that should, take care of business. And I mean, that would be a great fucking run. Coming out of the NFC, beating the Niners, beating the Bears, and beating the Seahawks, and then beating Buffalo in the Super Bowl, most likely. We'll see. If the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, then the Bills is going to be my backup team. If neither win the Super Bowl, I'm going to have the Seahawks as my third team to win. Then 4 will be the Patriots. Then the 5th will be the Broncos. Then will be the Rams at 6. So it'll be Eagles, if not the Eagles, Bills, if not the Bills, the Seahawks, if not the Seahawks, the Broncos, if not the Broncos, the Patriots, if not the Patriots, the fucking Rams. And if it's the fucking, I don't know, if it's the Chargers that win the Super Bowl, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know football. The Chargers are going to win the Super Bowl. Because I don't know ball. Justin Herbert, oh man, Justin Herbert, you win fucking Super Bowl MVP, your first championship. You go from winning 0 playoff wins to winning 4 straight playoff games. You're dating Madison Beer. Fuck you, bro. Why is bro getting so mad? You guys know the Eagles are gonna win. Stop lying. Stop lying to yourself. You know the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl. Stop lying to yourself, okay? Come on. All right. Well, that Panthers game is going to start in a minute. All right. Let me shut the hell up and delete. Let me get rid of my full screen. Stop sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because I am delusional. I'm an Eagles fan. Oh, I'm annoying. Fuck you guys. I don't care if you're mad. I don't care if you're mad in the comments. I don't care if you pick the Panthers to win the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen, buddy. It's not going to happen. But that's your opinion, bro. That's your opinion. Oh, shit. Is that Cam Newton? Oh, shit. Cam Newton is in Carolina. He's in Carolina. He's at the game. Damn, bro. 10 years since they went to that Super Bowl, and you know what happened after that. Okay, so I have my notebook here. I just wanted to show you guys the shit that I wrote down for the last couple weeks of the year, last year. Resolutions, best albums, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I did a bunch of lists, but I didn't finalize it. So, yeah. I just had a bunch of random shit. Okay, so let's just kind of get certain things out the way. I could kind of just do this on the top of my head. 25 biggest moments of 2025. Let me get that out of the way. Where is that? Where the fuck is that? I think I ripped it apart. I ripped it apart, didn't I? I ripped it apart. Yeah, because I wanted to have this part of my notebook only 2020. Anything 2025, I ripped it apart. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have 20. I have only 2026 stuff. Whatever. The 25 biggest moments of the year. What the fuck happened last year? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. The Dodgers won the World Series. A lot of good and a lot of bad happened last year. I don't fucking know. Let's just get that out of the way. Best songs of the year. So Be It, Clips. 1995, Freddie Gibbs. Ensalada, Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Chains and Whips, Clips, and Kendrick. Fucking La Seraphim, the Eyelets. Fucking shit. Tate McRae dropped the Liddy Titty album. Kiss of Life dropped some good shit. Drake's dropped some good shit. Caliucci's dropped some lit shit. Bad Bunny, JID, Jenny, The Weeknd. Fucking shout out to all these motherfuckers. You know what? Shout out to Yeet, Gunna, Mariah Carey, 21 Savage, Drake, Lil Tecca, Addison Rae, Lisa, Joey Badass, Kiss of Life, Leon Thomas, Jade, Amine, Lord, Nas, Osuna, Joe Yuri, Westside Gun, Espa, Offset, Red Veil, Danny Brown, Khalid, Larry June, Tame Impala, Miley Cyrus, Daniel Caesar, Demi Lovato, Kali Uchis, Playboy Cardi, Tyler the Creator, Mac Miller, Somber, Doja Cat, Rosalia, Justin Bieber, Karol G, Lady Gaga, La Seraphim, Sabrina Carpenter, Eyelid, Tate McRae, Pink Panthers, Bad Bunny, JID, Jenny, Clips, The Weeknd, and Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. By the way, in that order that I presented it was the top 50 albums of the year. So the first one was 50, the last one that I ended was Album of the Year, which was, by the way, Alfredo 2 by Freddie Gibbs. My second album of the year was Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd. Number 3rd album of the year was Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Number 4 was Ruby by Jenny, and number 5 was the JID album, The God Does Like Ugly. And then of course, shout out to also ASAP Rocky dropped a couple banger features. Cat's Eye had a big year. Tyler dropped Chanel. Selena Gomez dropped a couple bangers. Steve Lacy dropped one song and didn't drop the fucking album, but it's okay. Cool. Yeah. Worst songs of the year: any Tom McDonald, any French Montana, any Young Boy, anything from the Carter Six. By the way, the Carter Six, that was the worst album of the year. That shit was an absolute fucking disgrace. Anything from Kanye last year, from Ye, was absolute dog shit. That was the worst of the year for sure. Any meme song on TikTok, most of them suck balls. What other ones? There was a bunch, but I tend to forget all the bad shit because again, Big Guy, Ice Spice, that was pretty bad, but it's kind of catchy, but whatever. It's it's ass. 4th and 1, and it's already a fucking turnover. The Panthers turn the ball over. The Rams get the ball 13-26 in the first quarter. All right, well, that's that. Best songs, best albums. The best song, I fucking have no idea. Probably just like probably 1995 or So Be It. I think So Be It was my favorite rap song of the year. So Be It, fucking phenomenal. Shout out to Clips. Can't believe I'm saying that because I'm a Drake fan, I'm a Travis fan, I'm all that, but I like their music as well. Shout out to them. Okay, anticipated movies. I don't have a huge list here, but let's just get straight to it. I don't want to waste your time. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Gotta watch it. Shrek 5. Avengers Doomsday. Ooh, first down. Toy Story 5. Scream 7. The Super Mario Movie. Moana 3. Street Fighter. Goat. The Cat in the Hat. Ice Age Boiling Paint. Boiling Paint. I'm an idiot. Boiling Point. Michael, the Michael Jackson movie. The Cat in the Hat. Terrifier 4. Now, these are actually movies that I will make myself and make somebody else to come with me and watch it in the movie theaters or probably wait till it comes out on streaming services. But these are like must movies that I might like. That like some I picked just to kind of watch it with my brother, or some that I picked that I watch with my mom, and some just for myself because I know nobody is gonna watch fucking Terrifier 4. Mom not gonna like that shit. My brother definitely can't watch that shit. So some will be for me, some will be for to watch with other people. That's for movies. And again, last year, terrible with the movies. I have a lot of catching up with movies from last year, from 2024, from 2023, from 2022, from 21 to since fucking 1800 BCE. That's how many movies I have to catch up. From 850 AD. That's where I have to start. All the movies that I've released at that point, I have to catch up and watch this year. So I have a lot of work to do. But I got Netflix, I got Prime, I got Hulu, I got Max. I got a bunch of shit that I'm watching, and I'll show you. And I'm also Puka Nacua touchdown. Puka Nacua touchdown. Anyways, that was anticipated movies of the year. Now let's get to anticipated albums of 2026. Again, these are just like from just my memory. So there's still a bunch of artists that I don't have here. This is just a list that I wrote down at the time a couple weeks ago. I could add on to the list. It's not every artist. There's so much fucking music. There's so many artists I listen to, so it's hard to just throw them all in the list. But I put the Kid Leroy first because he did drop the album last night. So I might do a reaction video to that later tonight. I'll react to that the Kid Leroy album. ASAP Rocky is dropping finally. Don't Be Dumb next week, hopefully. So we will, and yes, I'm talking to we will tune in to watch that spectacle. We will listen to ASAP Rocky's album. Madison Beer again next week dropping. We will, yes, you and me. We will be listening to Madison Beer's album again. Ari Lennox, I'm super excited for. LMA, Charlie XCX dropping in February. Jordan Ward dropping in February. And then these are the unreleased dates, and we don't know for sure. Drake, Iceman, need it. J. Cole, The Fall Off, need that. Kendrick Lamar, I don't know. I think Kendrick could drop this year. Why not? Late this year, maybe, but it's possible. Imagine the big three drops in 2026. Oh boy, hip hop is going to cream themselves. And I think in mainstream hip hop, by the way. And I think this year hip hop definitely needs a big step of from these motherfuckers as well. I mean, bro, the trap scene has been dying. Like, it just has not been hitting. The mainstream rap has not been hitting, and it would be amazing once again if we are able to get J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick drop all albums and have each of them have their own moment. They don't have to be fucking beefing, and and I know Drake is gonna be hitting us up with some fucking Kendrick disses again and the Iceman, but I just want focused albums from all three of them. And if we do get it, that would be great. Travis Scott apparently is dropping a new album this year, a solo album. Let's see how that goes. Utopia was great. Astro was great. Jack Boys 2 was a fucking disaster. But hey, it's 2026. Let's leave that in the past. Gunna, he drops every year, so why not? Lil Baby, we're going to get a Lil Baby album. Probably. Roddy Ricch, yo, where have you been, bro? You've delayed that album like 18 times. Are you going to drop it or not? Damn. aespa, it's K-pop. They're gonna drop every couple, quarter of second, third, whatever quarter of the year. They'll drop at some point. aespa, they're consistent. Beyonce, is Act 3 gonna drop in 2026? She dropped Renaissance in 22. She dropped Cowboy Carter in 24. So that means every 2 years we get another album. It's time for that new album. Is it gonna be rock? Is it gonna be fucking metal? Is it gonna be fucking, I don't know, Afro beats? I don't know. We should be getting a new Beyonce album this year. Denzel Curry, would love to see a new one. Normani. Am I asking for too much? Olivia Rodrigo. This is a big one. Livy. It's gonna be 5 years since Sour came out in May this year. That's crazy. And she dropped Guts in 23 in September. And she dropped the deluxe in 2020. Was it late 23 or 24? But 2 years without really any new music from Olivia. I think this year we gotta get some. We gotta get that new album. Steve Lacy dropped one song last year. It was good. Where's the rest of it? Le Seraphim. Oh, yes, they're going to be feeding us this year. They've confirmed they're going to drop new music this year. So, for sure, excited for Le Seraphim. Islet. Oh, I'm excited for it. Twice. I have to get into their music, but I'm anticipating it because I know they're going to drop. They drop literally every year, multiple times. And maybe I'll actually finally catch up to it when the album comes out. So, that's that. Lil Uzi Vert. He's dropped singles. He's dropped like 3 or 4 singles already, and they've all been good. Keep that momentum, and we can get an album possibly. Nicki Minaj. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, would I really want a Nicki Minaj album this year? I want her to drop a better album than the last Pink Friday 2 disaster, but I don't know. Maybe do I really want a Nicki Minaj album in 2020? And now I'm thinking about it again. I really don't know if that's the case. Baby Monster. I want a new Baby Monster album. I think we're going to get it. Absolutely. Blackpink. We should get it. Last year, all of the members dropped their own solo projects, but is this going to be the year where they come back and form and reunite and they drop their own album again? Maybe their final, one more hoorah? It's been 10 years since they've been a team, or since been a group, since they debuted. So, it'll be 10 years this year. So, maybe they could happen. Maybe it could fucking happen. Islet, for sure, they're gonna drop some new music this year. They're fucking phenomenal. And breaking news, I didn't add it on the list because I thought, hey, maybe it wasn't gonna be a year the way he was gonna drop, but he actually already announced so much shit already. Bruno Mars is dropping a motherfucking album. Yes, he is. He's dropping an album next month in February, and he just dropped a single last night. So super excited to hear that. I'm super excited to hear the new single and that new album coming out next month. Super fucking excited. Super fucking excited. All right. Now, resolutions for 2026. Or actually, let me recap a little bit of my 2025 last year. What things that I did. I traveled. As you know, I went to Europe. Went to Germany, I went to Spain, I went to Berlin, I went to Bremen in Germany, I went to Spain, I went to Madrid, I went to Netherlands, I went to Amsterdam, went to the UK, went to London, and I went to Portugal. I went to Lisbon. So yeah, I went to Europe, had a blast there. Went to Colombia after my Europe trip, a couple weeks after. Was in Barranquilla for like 10 days. Actually, no, I was like there for like 8 days, I think. A little over a week. Um, Traveling, that was that. For concerts, I went to see The Weeknd in August. I went to see Kali Uchis in September. I went to see Coldplay in July. I went to see Residente in Madrid in June. Um, those were for the concerts last year. They were all banger concerts, by the way. All banger concerts, all banger trips. I went to Rock Hill, North Carolina for Thanksgiving break last year. Just a little over 2 months ago. Um, Maybe potentially where I'm moving next. I have no idea. There's a lot of things going on around that. We'll see if I go back to Charlotte, Rock Hill, South Carolina, North Carolina. Um, yeah. That's pretty much my recap and work, record videos, watch YouTube a lot, and a lot of things that I could have done better. But hey, we have 2026, we have a new year, and I have made my resolutions for the year. But obviously, I do these resolutions and I do think like, okay, yes, I do accomplish a lot of these resolutions, but I feel like the ones that I write down first are usually the ones that I start well, but then it never actually makes the big difference that I wanted to make. And some of these are definitely that I've had for the last couple of years, and I just again having to rewrite it and have to actually apply it and do it again over again. But let's just kind of start with it. So my first one that I have here is save money. Your boy got a credit card about like a year and a half ago. And yeah, I mean I've been paying off my card very well. I started with like a $300 limit, I think, at that point, and I've been paying it very well. So they boosted my shit from 300 to 3,000. And I was like, God damn, they really they trust me that much that they're like, okay, you've been able to save up those 300 and pay off earlier than expected, earlier than those than the due date. Now we're gonna give you in the thousands. Now we're gonna start giving you the 3,000 mark. Your boy blew $3,000 over the summer and a little bit before the summer, because obviously I didn't work in the summer, so I didn't get paid in the summer, so I was wasting my money a lot on stuff for the trips, um on hanging out over there in Colombia, on things for all the trips. I was able to buy something for each city, at least something small, something big. But a big portion of my money has went on food, has went on Uber Eats, has went on DoorDash, has went on just ordering a bunch of fucking food and just killing myself slowly. And yeah, blowing thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars, pretty much on food feels like just a complete drag, and says a lot about me that I definitely have to work on. Definitely probably is one of my biggest priorities of the year. There's a lot of things that I have to work on for myself, right? But definitely starting to save more money, because the pay is going to be the same whether I pay the same amount every time that I usually put in on my credit card. I don't want to go into my like, oh, what how much I get paid, how much I put in my card, but no matter how much I get paid, I could put more than what I already do put into my card. I can put more into it from what I get paid because I know that I'm gonna have a bunch left to spend, and usually that's what I do a lot. I spend a lot of fucking money, so then I can just prioritize getting of that spending money and put it more into saving it. And so definitely got to do that. And obviously, also with that being said, is eating less junk food. Obviously, with all fucking wasting all that money on food, on bad food for that matter, saving a lot of fucking money if you're just not spending it and eating less junk food. I'm not taking out or ordering Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Chipotle, fucking Checkers, Burger King, whatever the fuck it is, Pollo Tropical, whatever it is, buddy. And everything adds up because even though sometimes it's $20, it boosts up to 30 with the fees, with the delivery tip. Damn. And it fucking adds up. And I have like the Uber One thing where it gives me credits and stuff, and it kind of gives me some discounts. Discounts that, bro, if I order some for like $40, just for me, it gets to $40. But originally it's like 30 some or 29 something, and it goes up to 40, even with the discount. I'm like, yeah, I'm just wasting all my fucking money on food, and it's way too much. And in the end, for that, just to be like a momentary satisfaction thing. It's not even something that really like it only satisfies me in the moment. I know that I'm doing this and I know I shouldn't be doing this, but then in the moment it feels great. But then after the next day I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have eaten that. I wasted my money. And it just happens way too often. So that's definitely something I gotta prioritize. It has to be the most important thing. Start driving is another one. I am 22 years old and I still don't drive. That's something that definitely is a big thing. I think that is definitely one of the things in life that I am way far behind. Obviously, you got fucking 15, 16-year-olds out there driving with their permit, and driving actively, and is actually out there in the streets and doing what they got to do. And I live in a city where you would think, okay, I mean, you don't drive, probably the public transportation is really good, whatever. Miami is literally drive, drive, drive. Yes, there's buses, yes, there's trains, but the public transportation is not as good as it is in fucking Amsterdam or whatever, or in Philly where I used to live, right? Like here in Miami, you gotta have your fucking car and you gotta drive around, even if you do have to drive with the most absurd idiots on planet fucking Earth. I swear, I don't think I ever see more of a collective of dumb fucking people than when I am in the car with my mom driving to work or driving back from work or whenever. The traffic is one of the most frustrating, blood inducing, blood boiling like things that you have to deal with every day to go to work, to come back through work. And the traffic is one thing. The people driving, whether it's slow, whether it's fast, whether they don't know where to go, whether there's a dumb accident, whether there's something spilling, whether there's just someone with the door open, whether there's something you see it all. You see it all. You see it all. Obviously, you see 90 fucking percent of people on their phones, so that's already a big fucking thing. Like, it discourages me to it really it gives me that like discouragement of not wanting to drive. Is just because, god damn, when is it do I see people besides like my mom that drive safely on the street? Almost fucking never. So, and I'm sure that when I am eventually driving, I'm not going to be one of these fucking dumbasses driving on the road like that. I know I'm going to be very cautious. But then sometimes I'm aware of myself, but then Now all of a sudden I have to be aware of some asshole coming from behind. Like, now it's more added pressure because now I have to what? Manage to care about what other fucking people are doing? No, I gotta do my thing. I'm driving. I don't You fucking do whatever you want. Hopefully the right thing, but you're not most likely. Like, it's so many things that discourage me to not drive. But bro, I live in a city where I have to do it, so I have to get it done. And I did try, and I have to start again because I went to the dealership, not the dealership, the place to get my license, my driver's license, because I've had my permit since I was like fucking. I got it like 4 years ago, I think, right, like 4 or 5 years ago. And then I took my classes summer of 23 or 22. I did my driver's classes. I passed the driver's test, but I had the results there, and I had my permit there only. But I couldn't get a driver's license appointment. Like, I couldn't get my appointment to get the driver's license. It took forever to make one. And then eventually, the one time we got there, it got canceled. And then another time I came like a year later, and it was already too late. Like, it was already expired. Like, the limit to wait to get your permit to your driver's license, or to get your, not your permit, your class result, your test result, to then getting your driver's license. That whole span took me like almost 2 years. So it took way too long. I have to basically do it all over again. So I have to take classes again, start driving, practicing again, and then take the test again, pass the test again, and then within a shorter period of time than a year, make the driver's license appointment, and then fucking get my driver's license finally. So it's like a huge thing that now I have to do it in a shorter period of time. Hopefully all of that this year. It's possible, but it didn't happen last time. So now it's like, okay, now I have to fucking start from rookie to pro. I gotta basically start driving again to then now getting my license within a year. But that's that. Work. So yeah, basically save money, start driving again, pay for the classes. Obviously get my license. Work out, eat less junk food, work out consistently. I gotta do it. I've been trying these past couple of days. I'm kind of been doing exercise in the house. I went work out last Saturday. Last Saturday I went working out. I think since I didn't go work out today. I think maybe today I'll do like a little bit of like push up, a little bit. I've been doing some push ups, so some simple shit. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give me like a little routine that I can do in the house for the days that I'm not going to the gym, whether like like on a Saturday or on a Friday, or Friday when I'm not like walking or whatever, or jogging. Maybe I can do something. I also like, another one that I haven't written down is like also like try to like do stuff with people. But that's another thing that I don't. That's another thing that with the driving, it would make everything so much fucking easier if I was driving already. Because, bro, I'll be honest with you, once I start driving, I think I'm just gonna start fucking calling people, texting people more than I already do, and just being like, yo, let's just go here. Let's just go here. Yo, you're free Saturday night, let's go to the fucking bar. You're free Friday night, let's go to the movies. You're free, whether it's my cousin, whether it's my best friend, whether it's some random girl that I'm talking to that I'll never fucking hit, whatever. I'll make the plans and I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? It won't bother me too much at that point. It won't bother me too much at that point. But there's so many things, man. And I have a whole fucking list here. But most of it is just like things that I want to buy. Like, I do want to buy some merch. Get a camera for YouTube. I have to pay off that Inter Miami game and that weekend concert that I bought for. I gotta sell a couple things. I gotta sell my PS4. I gotta sell my soundbar here that I have with me. There's somebody that I've been friends with online that I want to finally meet this year in person. There's some places that I want to go to. I want to finish the school year at where I work at and see where I can go there. In the summer, I have no idea if I'm going to be moving to Miami or not. I want to get the new iPhone, upgrade my phone. There's a lot of things here. A lot of things here. I have it written down. I will kind of, I think every month I'm going to do like an update and look at the list and see how much I progress, how much I get done, and just see where things go from there. Now, I'm missing two things. from this, but I'm not going to go on this episode. I'll talk about on the next episode, probably on Monday. But thank you guys for listening to this episode. It's been 2 hours, so I lied. It wasn't an hour and 30, but this is the first episode of 2026. I will be back Monday, and I'll officially come up with the schedule for the rest of the year, or at least for the next couple of months. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care, and peace out, my friends.